South Africa is a nation with immense potential, rich resources, and resilient people. But instead of moving forward, we find ourselves trapped in division, corruption, and economic collapse. Why? Because the leaders of the ANC, EFF, and MK party have no interest in building a better future. Instead, they thrive on division, corruption, and self-enrichment, keeping us distracted while they steal billions. Today, we expose their true agenda and the devastating consequences it has on our nation. Have you noticed how these parties never focus on real solutions? Instead, they push division, blaming white monopoly capital, promising land expropriation, and threatening violence. But what has this actually solved? The EFF, ANC, and MK party all use the same strategy: keep South Africans divided by race, by class, by political affiliation, so that no one notices their corruption. They thrive on anger, fear, and hatred, ensuring the people fight among themselves while they loot the state. Think about it. If the people united against corruption, these parties would collapse overnight. Their entire survival depends on keeping us distracted while they enrich themselves. Let's talk about what these politicians are really after: money and power. The ANC has looted South Africa for decades, with state capture under Jacob Zuma costing us an estimated 500 billion rand. The Gupta brothers dictated government policy, while politicians lined their pockets. Eskom's corruption left us in darkness, with billions stolen from energy projects. And then there's the EFF. While claiming to fight for the poor, Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu helped loot 2 billion rand from VBS Bank, leaving thousands of working-class people bankrupt. Meanwhile, Malema enjoys a luxury lifestyle, wearing designer brands and driving imported cars. And what about the MK party? It was created by none other than Jacob Zuma, a man who already proved he was willing to sell South Africa for his own benefit. The MK party's funding remains a mystery, but what's clear is that it's another tool for Zuma to manipulate the country for his own gain. So why do these leaders loot the country dry? Because they know the system is collapsing, and when civil war breaks out or the economy collapses completely, they will be safe, living in their luxury mansions in Dubai, London, or Mauritius, while ordinary South Africans are left to suffer. What is the result of this corruption? A country falling apart, load shedding, crime, job losses, a failing economy. While the rest of the world moves forward, South Africa moves backwards. This is the cost of corruption. This is the cost of division. And unless we wake up, we are heading straight toward the same fate as Zimbabwe, a once prosperous nation turned into a wasteland by corruption. South Africa is on the same path. And if we don't stop it, in 10 years, we'll be just another failed African state, with the rich politicians living abroad while we fight for survival. But here's the truth. The real enemy isn't your neighbor. It's not white people. It's not black people. It's not foreigners. The real enemy is corruption. The politicians who steal while we suffer. We must stop falling for their lies. We must unite, hold them accountable, and demand real change. Because if we don't, we will be the ones left behind, while they enjoy their stolen wealth overseas. So ask yourself this: if these leaders really cared about you, why are they living like kings while you struggle?